Hey everyone, thank you for joining the YooperGardener channel. My name is Megan. It's officially seed starting time. It's about April 8th or so, which is still about 6 to 7 weeks before I can really realistically plant outside. I can plant a lot of things out earlier than that, but that is mostly for the tomatoes and the peppers. I plan on planting those outside around June 1st, just to make sure that the soil is warm enough for those peppers to really have a good transplantation. I honestly can't remember what zone I'm in right now, so I will try and put that somewhere in the video. I want to talk to you about a few reasons why I've decided to garden. The first major reason is, well, how do I know if I like to garden unless I start gardening? I love the idea of it. I also know gardening can be a lot of hard work. Another reason I have decided to start gardening is to prove to myself that I can. I am notorious for having a black thumb. I can't keep a houseplant alive, but I seem to do okay with vegetables. I just tend to get overwhelmed and busy, and then I never harvest anything. So I can start seeds and get them going, and get them about halfway through the growing season, and then kaput. Over and done with. Another reason I garden is, well, it's very cheap therapy. I'm a very big thinker, and I tend to wonder sometimes about good things, sometimes not so much. When I can, I love to garden with the kids. Sometimes I need to garden by myself so I can have that quiet time to think, ponder, and just focus. Too often we don't have the chance to slow down and take time to think about the things that we really need to think about and have been avoiding for a while. Another reason I've decided to garden, some may call it laziness. Some may call it, aversion to humans. But I have a lot of anxiety, and while I hide it well, and a lot of people I interact with on a daily basis don't realize that I struggle, I don't like going to the store. Sometimes you need to alter your way of living in order to deal with the issues that you have. And so if I can grow more of my food at home, that means less time at the store, less money at the store too. And speaking of buying things at the store, I want to shorten my food chain. I would like to know where my food comes from. I would like to know what went into growing my food. Absolutely part of that comes with health benefits of having better quality food. But that's not necessarily the primary reason I'm gardening either. It's a benefit, for sure. I also need to garden to learn how my physical limitations will impact my garden. Right now, I have a pretty small area I can garden in, so I'm not too worried about overburdening myself. But one day, I hope to have some land that I can have a really big garden, and we can grow a lot of things. Another reason I garden is, well, it's an easy way to figure out what we actually eat. Last year or two, we actually harvested the radishes. Huge jump of knowledge and gardening skills for me. But I don't really like radishes. My partner does not really like radishes. However, the kids enjoy having some fresh radishes to snack on every so often. So if I sow just enough to have a little bit, say once or twice a month, that's all the radishes I really need. I don't have to grow a whole lot to cover the entire year, because we won't eat that many. We don't have to grow so much that it's too difficult for us to preserve the harvest. We need to start slow, to figure out what we actually eat, figure out how we enjoy preserving these items, and then as we learn these things, we can build the garden bigger and bigger. When you see the list like that, these are the things you should grow, and you see a bunch of things that you don't eat, but that's what it says to grow. Well, it's okay to listen to your instincts. If you don't think you need to grow something because you won't eat it, it's okay to not grow it. It's okay to start small. It's okay to try with one raised bed, one growing tower, one pot of food. Even if you only start with herbs. Start to garden and see if you enjoy it. And if you do, trust me, your garden will grow from there. I also need to learn how to cook with all of these things that I'm growing. I know how to cook a lot of things, but super adventurous. I like staple things that I'm used to eating. Maybe this will spur me on to trying new things. I also garden because, well, without getting too specific, there's a lot of craziness in the world right now, ecologically. And I would like to learn different ways that we can heal the earth, work with the earth to rejuvenate it. And I know one small, tiny garden is not going to heal everything that is wrong. I do a garden that uses sustainable practices, and you do a garden that is as sustainable as you can do, and millions of other people can do sustainable as they can do gardens. Not everybody has the capability or ability. Not everybody wants to garden. But if enough of us who want to garden can, maybe, just maybe, we can change a little bit while we figure out how to change the big things. The more we deal with permaculture practices, the more we learn what grows naturally in our local ecosystems. And that too makes a huge impact on helping bring healthy soils. Without good healthy soil, we can't grow. Without bees, we can't pollinate and get fruit. Everything works together and impacts something else. Important also to figure out what grows well in your area. So this would be year 2, officially, of a garden here at this location. Now I do want to show you some examples of how I am definitely not an inside gardener. This was my attempt at overwintering a bell pepper. It did not go well. And this are the cosmos that Quinn planted last year, and I tried to overwinter. They might be okay once they get some water and sun. I don't know, but inside things don't go well. Only plants outside where it can rain and be sunny and get all the stuff it needs without my assistance. I have to admit to you, I do this channel for selfish reasons. I garden for selfish reasons. Do it so I can help figure out who I am. I know who I'm not. I know a lot of the things that I am, but I don't feel like I know the full picture. I fully acknowledge that I may never know the full picture of who I am, because we always grow, learn, and change. Or we're supposed to anyways. But that's really why I'm doing this, is so by putting out my thoughts and feelings and experiences and the random things I'm interested in helps me know that I'm not alone. So long I did feel so alone. I put a lot of that onto myself at times, and it took me a long time to realize that. And I've spent a long time learning and changing and growing because I've had to. With my medical issues, I have to live my life in a certain way. And it's taken me a long time to come to terms with some of the things that I have to deal with on a daily basis. Because I felt lazy for so long instead of realizing I have a medical condition. Multiple medical conditions, as a matter of fact. And that does not make me less of a person. It just means I have to live my life differently in order to manage the things that I have to deal with. That's why a big part of gardening is therapy for me. So yes, I do want to help the earth, do things to change the world. But I'm also doing this for selfish reasons. Very much enjoy sharing all of this with you because I hope that I inspire somebody else to live the life that they want to live. Even if you don't know what that is, take steps to figure that out. No matter how many you have to make, how small they are, just start. And one day, maybe we'll get there. By figuring out what I enjoy doing, that will also help me figure out what I want to do with the rest of my life. Do I even want a homestead? It's intriguing, I'll be honest. I certainly envisioned it growing up, living that kind of life where you didn't have to go deal with a life outside the farm. I very much love people, but I also very much dislike people. And I think a lot of you can understand where I'm coming from with that. Now there's something big that all of these reasons I garden connects to. I need to reference things that can be touchy subjects. Certain things do need to be at least mentioned to acknowledge that they make a difference in some of the things that we're discussing. You may be hearing hey back there, by the way, just poking around. A lot of us have the inability to even have the time to figure out who we are and what we want to be in life and what our goals are. And if we even think that we are doing what we should be doing, we don't even have time to stop and think. It shouldn't be all about the hustle, but lately it is. There's nothing wrong with hustling and having multiple avenues of income or enjoyment. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. However, everybody needs time to focus on themselves. We put ourselves to the side so often that systems start failing, whether that's physically or mentally, or, with friendships. Things go awry and then you're forced to focus on yourself. Certainly understand I'm sitting here with a level of privilege because I do not have to work full time. I can do things that others can't. But I also can't do a lot of things that others can. So there's a give and take in life, no matter who you are. Here's where I talk about the sensitive topics. The economic and monetary systems and the corporate-driven inflation that is going on right now makes it very hard to do anything but just survive. That breaks my heart because so many people have so many dreams and lives and things that they are interested in and things they want to try and things that they love to do but don't have time. We all deserve to take time to enjoy the things that we want to enjoy. I'm still learning about what all of those are. And that is, again, part of what brings that back into why I garden. There are a lot of things I enjoy about gardening. And part of that is sowing the seeds. Seeing that tiny little sprout emerge from the soil. I am lucky that I get the time to sit here and talk to a camera, show you what I'm doing, and then post it on the internet. I don't want to discount how lucky I am. I would like to urge anyone who thinks that they, will enjoy doing something. Go ahead and try. Start small, make steps to get to where you want to be, even if it's going to take you a long time to get there. Sometimes it does, and it's all worth the wait and the hard work. And then sometimes, before you know it, things happen and it doesn't take us nearly as long as you thought it would. You got to take the steps to make the life that you want. And part of that is knowing what life you want, and I'm still figuring that out. Which brings that back to the selfishness part of doing this YouTube channel and doing the seeds and gardening. because I'm forcing myself to take the time to figure out the things that I enjoy and bring me comfort and relaxation, things that don't bother my body too much. And I don't think that we were made or put on this earth, or however we got here, we're not made to work like this. Whether you're working for yourself or somebody else, we are pushing ourselves beyond our limits to produce. Many societies only produced what they needed, and then they had downtime. Like, they figured it out the ways to make it work and still have an enjoyable life. Bottom line with that is that I want everybody to be able to do the things that they want to do and explore the things that they want to explore, whether that is gardening, homesteading, acting, singing, dancing, music, law, swimming, whatever it is that y'all want to do. I want you to be able to do the things to be able to do that, whatever that looks like for you. These are planted. As I sow these last few seeds here, I want to thank you for coming along. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. Also, if this helped you decide whether you want to try and garden, let me know that as well. That's it. I'm going to water these in, get these under the lights, close up the grow tent so it gets a little warm in here, and then we'll come back and plant another day. Thank you for planting with me. Until next time, thanks for watching the Yooper Gardener channel.